Today on my channel, I will be talking about this issue of bringing your spouse or partner from Africa to Canada and them a few years down the line leaving you, and all you end up doing is going around telling people how, oh, they were so ungrateful, they just left me after everything I did for them, and without telling people what was the actual cause of them leaving you. Yes, I do know that there are a lot of people that are unfortunate. They go back home, they get married to people, and those people are clearly just using them to be able to have their way out of Africa and to give themselves a better lives. Just as there are also some people that go back home and get married to people to bring them over here for the wrong reasons and purposes. And that is why over time they get dumped. And what I'm going to be talking about here today is this. A lot of you go back home and wed people, marry people without telling them your reality over here. You go back home, you make them feel like everything about you is perfect. Your life is in order, you have everything going on well for you and all that kind of stuff. But by the time they get to come over here, they get to realize that your life is very chaotic and wow, your life is very disorganized. You know, most of you, when you go back home, the years before you eventually propose to that person and marry them, all you are focused on is to woo and impress them. No matter what they ask you for, you get it for them. They can ask you for the most expensive perfumes, you get it for them. They can ask you for the latest iPhone 15, you get it for them. But what they back home don't understand is this. When they ask you for those things, yes, you do make them happen. But the thing is this, you do work hard to make those things happen. Some of you, you spend the whole year saving money to be able to get the iPhone 15. Some of you even, like let's say for instance, you clearly know that you're going to get married to this person in 2028. What you're going to do is that you will use 2024 to like maybe 2026 to impress them. You will make sure that you'll be going back home every 2 years or every 1 year and a half. You'll be saving a lot of money, using a whole bunch of credit cards to make things happen. You'll be buying a lot of clothes, buying a lot of nice shoes and everything, even for yourself, buy a lot of things for them, just to go back home and be living la vida loca. But the thing is that you don't tell them who you are, you tell them nothing about your realities over here. So what you're mainly doing is that you are giving them an image that is not real. And you are making them have wild dreams. Because as we all know, even for me, when I was back home, I used to be thinking that Africa is a hellhole. So all I wanted was to leave Africa. It's until I came that I got to realize that this side of the world, yes, it's way better in some aspects, but at the end of the day, it's not heaven. So a lot of you, when you go back home, like I said, you make them dream. You don't talk about anything important. You don't talk about your finances. You don't talk about what you do for a living. You don't talk about your living situation. No. When you go back home, it's all about party, enjoyment, showing off, impressing them. So when it's like that, it's normal for them to start turning movies in their head. They're going to start acting movies in their head. And they'll be imagining that, okay, if this person is wearing Prada and Gucci, buy me iPhone 15, it means over there, the minimal place he's going to be living at is going to be one fancy condo. Maybe he doesn't have a house yet, but he has a condo or he has an apartment. Some of them, we all know that those people back home, they're even more informed than some of us here. When you be giving them that impression, they're going to be on Google every day, typing Canada, apartment, condos, houses. So they're going to be dreaming, if he's wearing Prada, like I said, that means over there, he must be driving a Mercedes-Benz, the latest Lexus. They're going to be turning movies in their head. And now when you get to bring them here, they get to realize that, number one, you are far from financially stable. And some of you even are jokers. You go and bring somebody from Africa. You know, in Africa, even somebody doesn't have money. Most of them in Africa, their parents, they have big compounds that when you come out like this, you see land in front of you. Some of you, you go and carry somebody's daughter or somebody's son. You show them all those things that you want to show them. Then you carry them from that large compound where they have enough space to breathe, enough room to walk around aimlessly. Even when hunger is striking them, just the fact that they have that enough room to be walking around, they are okay. You go and carry them from that huge space and you bring them over here for them to come and find out that, number one, you are a broker. You went and lied that you were a police officer when you were a security guard. You went and lied that you have your own house here, you have your own condo, you have your own apartment, when you are basically squatting with roommates or you are still living with your parents. Some of you, I don't know what you're thinking. You are still living in your parents' basement. You are living with roommates. You're the one that's not financially stable. Your life is scattered. You go back home to go and carry somebody. Then when you carry them and bring them here and they leave you, you say they were ungrateful. No, they were not ungrateful. They did what is right for them. They loved you, yes. You came back home, you deceived them. Because I do believe that a lot of them, if you sit them down and be like, okay, babe, I really love you, but this is my situation abroad. You can tell them the main things. You don't have to tell them everything, because it's not everything that you go tell them at once. Because sometimes the shock might be too much and they will bail out. And sometimes you might be too in love with the person and you don't want to mess things up. But tell them the key things. If you don't have a place yet, tell them, you know what? I have roommates. I live with roommates. I live with my parents. But when we get there, I promise you I have money. You can even show them some amount. I have this money. When we get there, I'm going to get us a place to stay. Now that we're married. Tell them. Don't just go and carry somebody. You make them feel like everything is perfect and everything. Then you bring them over here and they get to realize that you are squatting with 10 guys. Or you are squatting with 7 girls. No, it is not right. And some of you too. The reason why you don't find the need to tell those people about your situation over here is because maybe you see that you have been erring around Canada for the past 30 years and you haven't accomplished anything. And we all know that if you have been erring around for a while in Canada and you haven't achieved anything good for your life, it means you're not going to get any girl. Even a girl to just play with, even to somebody that you will not get any girl because you have nothing to offer. So some of you, like I said, you'll be erring around here, nothing to offer, destroying your lives, using credit cards, not going to school, not doing what you were supposed to do at the right time. Then you end up realizing that I am tired, I am exhausted. Then you decide that, okay, you know what? How about those people back home that are craving for papers? How about I go back home and just carry one girl, carry one guy, and they're going to come over here and do the work for me. And you'll be doing the bare minimum. And you think that's going to be very okay because you gave them Canadian papers, because you sponsored them to Canada. My brother or my sister, I'm just laughing at you. Because trust me, nobody likes suffering. Even I myself, I'm back home, you come and carry me. Forget about good heart. Like I said, if you didn't tell me the basics, you came there, you just focus on impressing me. Please, at the end of the day, everybody gets into marriage for something. We don't just get married to get married. Everybody gets into marriage to benefit something. But you come back home, you blase me with money, you blase me with gifts and everything. Then I come here, I get to realize that it's not all that. And when people come from back home, one thing you tend to forget is that over there, they don't have 20% of the kind of stress we have over here. Some of them even, they don't even have a job. They are living with their parents or they are living with their grandparents. They don't worry about rent. They don't worry about anything. You will go and carry somebody like that and bring them over here. You start telling them that, over here, we work. We have to work. Some of you, especially for the men, you go back home and girl will be telling you how, oh, Misha, I am used to, the African life now. I want to be a housewife. I don't want to work. Even if I want to work, I don't want to be working too much. You'll be agreeing to everything because you love that girl. Then you bring her here. You want to turn her into Rambo. The girl is going to leave you because she's not used to it and she wasn't prepared for it. Some of you bring them here. Number one, they have to deal with the weather. They have to deal with the extreme cold. And the fact that when they even came here, like I said, you were broke. You're not even able to supply them with the proper gear. They don't have proper winter jacket. They don't have proper winter boots. Nothing. They come here, you don't even have a car. Some of you can't carry people back home that are used to entering taxi to go everywhere because taxi is so cheap. Or they have parents that have cars at home and everything. They always enter car to go everywhere. You go and carry them, bring them here, and you don't have a car. You're telling them how they'll be waking up every morning wearing those heavy jackets and those heavy boots. There is no car, and at the same time, you'll probably be working like 1 to 6 days in a week. And some of you, another mistake that you make, some of you is a mistake, but some of you do it consciously. Like I said, you go back home and carry these people because you want them now to come here and do the work that you are tired of doing. They'll be doing everything and you'll be doing the bare minimum behind. So some of you even have the audacity. When you bring them here, first of all, you really lie to them. They're really struggling to understand the lifestyle here. You bring them here. As soon as they start working, you start confiscating their bi-weekly or monthly salary. You don't let them touch your salary. You be telling them how I know better. I was here before you. I'll be managing things. But one thing is this, you are forgetting that when we were all back home, all we did was to dream. We dreamed about how we'll come over here. We are going to travel because now we're going to be closer to all the countries. We're going to be shopping online for things that we never thought we could shop for. We'll be thinking about how we'll be living in a cleaner and a much more better environment. We'll be thinking about how we'll be dining in all those restaurants that we've been seeing in movies and everything. But now, they come here. Some of you, you don't even let them enjoy that moment. Right away, walk, come on. How is that person not going to leave you? Because no matter how you try to explain it to them, they're going to be like, in their head, they might not say it to you. They're only feel that will be courageous to say it to you because, you know, it's just who they are. But because they know that you just brought them there, they will not want you to get angry and start acting up. Most of them are not going to tell you their mind, but in their mind, they're going to be like, look at this stupid person. He or she has been abroad for the past 30 years. They don't even do anything for themselves, claiming big boy online. He has enjoyed his life or she has enjoyed her life. Me, I'm here. I just arrived. I've not even done anything. All I do is walk. And when the time is going to come, I'm going to leave because I cannot come and kill myself. Some of you, the person will be working. First of all, you put them on salary. The person is making, let's say, $3,000. You're giving them $50 from their salary. You're controlling how much you're making. You're giving them maybe $50. The only money you give them is money maybe for shopping their house, for food, to buy a bus pass, and that is it. Every day you're taking the money. Somebody, when they come here, they're already thinking about how I'm going to make millions. I'm going to help my mother back home. I'm going to help my siblings. I'm going to help my father. When they come here, you're confiscating the money. Every time they get paid, you'll be saying, let's open a family account in one name. The one will be entering there. You'll be using it to be doing whatever you want to do. They have no decision in there. Nothing. They have no say. Of course, with time, they are going to leave you. And some of you, when your women leave you, especially for the men, you'll be saying how they left you. You bring a woman here, all you do is keep her in your home, cooking aggressive soups. Some of you think when you bring a woman here, you'll be getting her pregnant back to back. She's not going to leave you. She's going to leave you. Because when you're getting her pregnant like that, you are forgetting that Canada is a country of mothers and children. The more you're even impregnating her, you're even helping her. Because when she's going to go to the welfare office and say, I'm not happy with my husband is not treating me well, or when she's going to file for divorce and divorce your ass, they're going to be like, how many kids do you have? She's going to be like, I have 4 kids under 10 years old. They're going to be giving her money for those kids. They're going to be giving her housing. She can decide to better herself, go to school, get a job. At the end of the day, you are even helping her ministry. It's only back home that women can give birth and everything, and they're going to be stopped. And you have to remember that on top of all that money that the government will be giving her, they're going to give her shelter. You are going to be paying child support for all those children. So some of you bring your women here, you don't let them do anything. Some of you don't want them to further their education. You don't let them socialize, no church. You don't let them talk to neighbors because you are scared that because you brought them here, if they're talking to people, people are going to open their eyes, people are going to make them leave you. And some of you, especially for the men, you'll be a woman from back home, you'll be so insecure. You will not let her have any female friends. And even from back home, you'll be telling her stuff like, the women over there, they don't want material. But the thing is that when the woman will come and meet you now, like I said, she'll come and meet you in your stricken poverty. She's going to be like, he told me that the women in America here, they are this, they don't want material and everything. But most of them that I see at work, at school, or wherever I see them, they even seem to be doing better than me. But this idiot has been telling me how the women here are not wife material. And now she gets to realize that the whole time it was just brainwashing. And like I said, if you're unfortunate that you let her go out there meeting people, going to church, because we know that's the biggest place of gossip, somebody's going to open her eyes and be like, my sister, don't be listening to that idiot. He didn't do anything with his life here, and he clearly knows that because he didn't do anything with his life, he's not going to be able to get a woman. So it's easier to come back home because you feel like you guys are so desperate and have no choice. No matter what they tell you, you come and you'll be willing to do anything to be able to travel. So like I said, some of you too, you go back home, you carry people being deceitful, and now when they come here and deal with you, you get to complain. What do you expect? And when you bring somebody here through deceit, at the end of the day, the shock, the reality is going to be too brutal. And if you now try to explain things to them, it's going to be too late. They will no longer trust you because now they are married to you. Some of you have so many credit and student loan debt, you didn't tell them. Now they're entangled to you. Whatever happened, their name too is in it. They have to pay for those credits. You didn't tell them. Some of you, you have never entered even college. You're not even completed high school. You'll be saying how, hey, I have studied criminology. You'll be lying. What is the point of all those things? And some of you too, the reasons why your partners, they leave you is because when you bring them from back home, you basically become a psychopath. Every day you're singing that, yes, remember I made you, remember I brought you here. Who wants to be listening to that every day? Somebody cannot sing it, you be telling them, remember I brought you here, remember I made you. It's not easy for somebody to be enjoying that years upon years. Can we just love each other and just go with the flow? Like I said, some of you guys, you will not want them to socialize, to meet people, just because you want to make sure that all they know is you. Some of you are even psycho to the point that when you bring your partner here, you don't want them to have a cell phone. You'll be saying how things are tight right now. What do we need 2 cell phones for? Aren't we now a family? We are going to be using this one cell phone. And the reason why you are doing that is not actually because there's no money, you care about them, you're trying to save. No, it's because you are a narcissist. You're trying to have them call from your phone because you want to be tracking all their calls. You want to be able to do different things, like I said again, a form of control. Because you feel like because you brought them here, they owe you their whole life. And like I said, you go back home, you'll be telling them how the women here are not wife material, they are not homely, and all that kind of stuff. But what you're forgetting is that it's just a matter of time. It doesn't matter who it is in this country, whether you even isolate them from people. At the end of the day, if that person is a normal human being and they have a well-functioning brain, no matter how you try to pollute their mind and their spirit and their soul with all those toxic things, trust me, that indoctrination that they give them in Africa is going to leave their body. Because everyone loves enjoyment. If it's that you even brought them here and you gave them a little space to breathe, maybe 1 year or even 2 years, you bring them over here, you let them relax, take them out, travel here and there with them, let them do a little bit of shopping, you know, make them feel at ease and relax. Even if you want, even for 1 year, let them be home, let them not be working, be paying the rent, let them feel like a boss of their home. Some of those ladies, when you bring them from back home, all they dream about is that, I'm going over there, I'm going to be the boss in my man's house. Some of the men that you bring to, they want to be the boss in your home. I'm going to my wife's home over there, I'm going to be the boss, I'm going to be the leader. And they come. None of those things are present. What do you expect? Eventually, they're going to leave you. Everybody likes better thing. So, please, when you go about online, telling half-sided stories, telling incomplete stories, please, when you want to be claiming that somebody left you, say why they left you. Say how you have been lying about your financial situation, you lied about your career, you lied about this, you lied about that. And some of you lie so much that when you get to bring the person here, like I said, the person is working so hard, you're confiscating their salary. You forget that they have family back home. You never send their family money back home. When they call their family members, you're getting agitated. At the end of the day, when the person is trying to leave you now, even if you reach out to those family members, they're not going to listen to you. Because they'll be like, our child went there 5 years ago. She or he has not been even able to send $50 over here. What is going on over there? They will not be able to help you. And nobody likes suffer. Anything you start on deceit is never going to end well. So please, when you go back home there, when you know you have someone back home that you're planning to marry, please tell them the truth about your financial studies. Tell them the truth about what you do for a living. Tell them the truth about your life over here. And let them make up their mind if they want to follow you or they don't want to follow you. But don't go back home just because you fucked up your life. You feel like you're just going to go and carry somebody and bring them over here for them to be doing the whole work for you, paying off all your credit cards, paying off all your loans and everything, and you just be doing the bare minimum. If you want to go back home and marry somebody and you're sick, please tell them, I have this chronic illness and I'm like this, and let them find out if they still want to come. But just please, stop being deceitful. Stop being one of those foolish people that go back home and be telling women how the women over here are not homely, they are not wife material, and also women, we are all the same. I prefer to deal with the devil that I know than to be dealing with the angel that I don't know. At least the woman that you get here, she really knows how the system works. She knows that I go to work, I have to contribute on the rent, I have to pay for groceries, everything here revolves around money. But you go and carry somebody back home. There are even some women back home. They have not even worked. They are 30 years old, they have never worked. They have told them that a man is supposed to be the provider and the protector and the guider. That is all they know. Most of them, even in their mind, they're like, I want to be a housewife. All I want to do is to be in my husband's house and be cooking for him and be taking care of the home, and he'll be taking care of everything. But you know that's not the reality over here. But the woman over here, he'll be judging us, he'll be seeing how we don't have manners. A woman is not going to come and be doing 50-50 with you, and you want her to be giving you all the respect in the whole world like they do back home. No, it's impossible. No woman, I don't care what it is, no woman that is doing 50-50 with you is going to be giving your mother respect that they are giving you back home. Because back home, most of the women, they have nothing going on for themselves. We all know that women, when it comes to money, as long as a woman is giving you her money, at some point in that relationship, she's going to disrespect you. But it's just our reality over here. If the woman disrespects you today, if it's something that you can tolerate, you guys will talk and move on. You tell that person not appreciate this. You're basically on this side of the world, you're like business partners. Marriage is not even really marriage, like it's partnership, it's business situation. Back home is marriage because one person is in control, the man is in control. Everybody has their role and they play their role. But now you go and carry one girl back home, a girl that is used to being given everything. You make her feel like she's going to be giving everything when she comes over here. Like I said, you want to turn her into Sylvester Stallone. Does it make sense? It doesn't make sense. And there is this thing that they say, you cannot teach an adult how to use their left hand at a certain age. When it's late, it's late. And some of you, even when you go back home, like I said, some of these women or some of these men, they are just managing you because they know you're coming from abroad. Some of you, you're not that spec, you're not that taste, you're very ugly. You're not the kind of person I would normally settle for. So they settle for you because, like I said, because of all what you showed them. Then you show them all those things. They're like, okay, I can manage this ugly creature, this creature of God, just because he's taking me abroad. But at the end of the day, I'm not even a fan of this person. Then you bring them over here just for them to come and realize that on top of your ugliness, they're going to be managing brokenness. They are going to be a slave for you. They are going to be a laborer. Who's not going to leave you? They are going to leave you. That is why I say, please, to avoid telling stories that touch the heart and stories that make no sense, stories with no beginning and no ending. Please avoid being deceitful. When you go back, speak your truth and shame the devil, and whoever accepts you accepts you. And when they come over here, just have in your heart that marriage is not imprisonment. You can marry anybody and they'll leave you. You just pray to God that, you know, you are falling on a good person. But just have in your heart that it can fail. And most times, even 80% of those marriages, they always fail. Only 20% most times work, because most of the people back home, we get to meet them online and all that stuff. By the time we even go and marry them, some of us, we have never even seen them. Some of us, we maybe seen them once or twice in like 2 years before we want to marry them. That is not enough time to get to know somebody. So no matter how you try to put it, we're talking on the phone, we're doing WhatsApp call, we're doing video call, it is not enough. So when you're going to get married to this kind of people, when you choose to say the women over here don't have manners and don't have material, the men over here are like this and like this, and you go back home and choose your person, please get your heart ready for anything. Do not over invest. Be wise. Bring them here. Just do what you gotta do, and just know that it might or it might not work. So that is all I had to say. Those are some of the reasons why I think a lot of people that go and marry from back home, those are some of the reasons why their marriages fail, because they don't speak the truth. They are liars, they are deceitful, narcissistic, control freaks, manipulative, lazy people. Because think about it even before I forget, for those of you that are back home too, why would somebody that is doing so well abroad here, that has been abroad for like 20, 30 years, let me say 10 years plus, why would somebody that is supposed to be doing well here, and when I mean well, I don't mean rich, if you have been here for 10 years plus, you should be able to rent, They should be able to have a normal life. Why would somebody that is okay over here come back home to marry? Think, most people that come back home to marry, they come back home for something. They have fault somewhere, and it's only when you're going to come here that you're going to find out. Like I said, if it's not career-wise, you get to find out that they have mental issues upstairs, they are not okay. Or you get to find out that maybe they have a weird sexual side of them. Maybe every time they want to be climbing on your body. There is always something. But when somebody is doing good, wherever they are comfortable wherever they are, most times they always settle down with somebody that is where they are. They don't go looking for something somewhere else. So before you accept that person's proposal from abroad, think twice. Like I said, something is always missing somewhere. So be careful out there. That is all I had to say.